my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare star.
Good morning, everybody. Looks like all the lights are green and we are ready to go. If I can get a comm check from you guys, 5x5, something like that. Snuffle off, I guess. Some Tourette's syndrome kicking in there. Do something in the chat. Let us know you're alive and you can hear me. Looks like the current score is 18-10. So good show on the Rumble side, but not enough to get first award. As usual, Jordan O'Neill first and flying in with that band hammer. Dog and Ball Productions number 2, Catitude, You Are Deterred. Then followed by Bob Peta, JB the 25th, Bradley Collins, Light Raider, and Pastor Reality. Good to see you. Let's see here. Light Raider says, I did not answer the poll because I feel the biggest problem is that you can type FEMA, I don't care, bro, is broke from giving all the money to illegals. Yes, we're going to discuss that. We actually have some information about that is even worse than you guys think it is. But we're going to go ahead and try and stay on a positive note until I go into full rant mode, which I know you love so much. Okay, so also as promised, we will be doing the free giveaway. If you have not gone to, you know what, I'm going to give you one more chance to do it. Let's see here. If you have not gone to this link right here, I'm going to put it in both chats. There we go. And typed the word mystery in the comments, and you are also a YouTube member. That's right. I'm trying to talk you into being YouTube members because it helps the channel and you get cool shit. Anywho, did I do that inside of a minute? How long have I been talking? All right, whoo. You say bad words inside the first minute and they kind of shut your videos down for some reason. It's the algorithm that I had to fight with over the weekend, and it finally told me after a human review, it looks like we're wrong. So it was good to see that a human actually reviewed my video, which was super duper cool. But yes, that's the way you win. We're going to do the giveaway probably around 9:30. And I should probably be done being very pissed off by then and in a much happier mood where we can talk about some happy, joy stuff. Bradley says, slams hand together and rubs them while evil laughing, a rant. I love a good rant. Yes. Viking Queen, good morning. Second band hammer in activation mode. All right. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. So, and Laser. Well, okay. So we finally got enough over on the Rumble side. Andy Person, first, Hicktown Honey. Number 2, Andy and Laser. You were deterred. Okay. Let's see here. And the score is just crazy. 31 YouTube, 11 Rumble. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually live streaming on Rumble as well. I also live stream on X as well, but we just don't get a lot of feedback. That's why I like the YouTubes. It's got a better system for talking to you guys. Killer Smurf, good morning. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Let's see here. I'm entered now. Okay, good. Well, I mean, you can't win if you don't play, and you can't win if you don't enter. I guess that's the key thing. Matter of fact, it's right here. It's right here, guys. It's right here. I'm going to put it in a box. Got so much survival stuffs in it. This one's actually mostly survival stuff. That's what's going to go in. That's going to cost me a penny. That's going to probably cost me like $30 to ship. Anyway, I love you guys, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so over the weekend, been trying to. I'm really trying to. Matter of fact, I need to pull it up. I'm going to put it in the, I'll put it in the description after the video's done. Okay. Matter of fact, let me, Grindstone Ministries, and, I am seriously thinking about going to Tennessee to help out with Grindstone Ministries. What they have they're asking for people to show up, and they've also got it, you know, when we were doing the support last week for them, they were like, you know, they didn't ask for money, but you know, obviously they need money to operate. but now they're actually doing Amazon wish list, an Amazon wish list, and they're getting it almost all filled out. No problems there. And I think before I get on with my rant, and what I want to do is that is not the one. This is the one I want right here. This is TJ. I'm going to try and let's share this tab instead. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to throw him on the screen for you guys. And I don't know how the video is going to come out, but pay attention to the sound. This is an update as of last night. And what they're seeing. And it's basically the title of the video is actually Helene Update and Dispelling Internet Rumors, because there was some crazy shit going on there. You know what? I need to make that bigger. I need to make that bigger for you guys. There we go. We're going to push that video. There we go.
A day later.
I would just focus on the sound because the video on his side is bad, and this software that I use to do these live streams is not super great for doing video. So we're going to go ahead and push the play button. I'm going to mute my mic, and hopefully the sound will come through. Guys, once he starts to talk, if somebody give me a 5x5, I greatly appreciate it.
We are good on volunteers.
Just make sure
now.
He's getting sound.
After
You're
the
getting sound with my mic
October,
off.
we will need more volunteers. So if you want to come serve, you email serve@grindstoneministries.com. Serve@grindstoneministries.com. What do you need? Blah, 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 blah. All that is on the website at grindstoneministries.com. So go check that out. Please do not email me or social media me links, questions, any of that. All of that goes to grindstoneministries.com. I'm up here
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Level trying to figure all this stuff out. So, and especially sending me videos. Bear, you got to watch this video. No, I didn't have to watch that shit beforehand. I definitely don't have the time or the literal bandwidth to watch it now. Okay, so please don't do that. What else? The situation in Western Tennessee, as far as governance is concerned, is good. FEMA, Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, is not confiscating supplies. Okay, they're relocating supplies, many of which were located in school. Schools are starting back in 9 days. Can't have school in a building filled with supplies. So those supplies are being relocated to Bristol Motor Speedway by Tennessee Emergency Management Agency. That's intentional. FEMA is working with Grindstone to disperse those goods, those supplies as needed. But we have to know what we have, which is why they're going to Bristol, so they can be inventoried, and because there's enough room at Bristol to hold everything, then be pushed back out. They're not being confiscated, they're being moved. That being said, the stuff that is at churches is being left alone, because churches already function as a volunteer resource center and as a distribution center. So there's a lot of bullshit on the internet about they're confiscating things, put them in the churches, they can't go in the churches. We're not confiscating things on the Tennessee side. Again, separate Tennessee from North Carolina. Nothing is being confiscated. It's being relocated so it can be inventoried, so it can be pushed back out into the community. And we don't need to relocate anything from churches because they have the space to hold it, and they already have the network of people to push it out into the community as needed. So that's all good. On the North Carolina side, things are very, very different. FEMA appears to have established a cordon around the disaster-affected area, and they are not, by and large, letting supplies in, because of declared emergency doesn't exist in North Carolina, which people have gone back and forth, the why and the legalities and the morals and ethics of that. But because it doesn't exist, the sheriff in each county is still the highest elected official, which is good, which means the sheriff can tell people to pound sand. And in many cases, they have told people to pound sand, people being FEMA. And so supplies are getting in drips and drabs. Grindstone has established what we are calling the Ho Chi Musk Trail to literally, on our backs if necessary, bring Starlinks from Tennessee into North Carolina behind enemy lines. We also have helos. We're also working on craft boats, and we will need barges as well. This is literally sea, air, and land at this point. There are critical needs as far as supplies and infrastructure are concerned. There is an Amazon wish list. I don't love giving Jeff Bezos money, but all of the things that we need, or most of the things we need, can be found on Amazon, and it aggregates. And so if you want to pour in that way, you can visit Amazon and just search for Grindstone Ministries, and you'll find the Grindstones wish list that it's being updated, populated regularly. If you go on there and everything's sold out, check back a half a day or a day later. More things will be posted there as needs arise. North Carolina is a shit show. North Carolina is bad. And so we are running cross-border operations against the recommendation of Pete Buttigieg and the FAA, Aviation Authority, and whoever else. Don't care for the preservation of life. There are people over there that need help. So we're doing that. So FEMA confiscating supplies going to illegals may, based upon the current intel picture, may, not is, but may be happening on the North Carolina side. It is not happening on the Tennessee side, which is why our FOB is in Tennessee. And we're Grindstone. We're a nationally registered 501c3. This is our 46th deployment and not our first rodeo. And so we have the same authority as the American Red Cross, and we are actually out there, boots on the ground, getting stuff done. That being said, this storm and the response to this storm are both unprecedented. The scope of this, the scale of this is massive. It's unheard of. And we've been there now 9 days. We are in the 9th day of the Great American Captivity. We're going to need more volunteers. We're going to need more supplies. We're going to need more resources for months and months and months. And the way the media cycle works is nobody's already talking about this at a national media level. And those that are talking about this at the media level will be moved on to something else in a couple of weeks. So please don't forget us. That being said, if you have a following, if you are a content creator, or if you are with a media outlet, reach out, surf at grindstoneministries.com and put media in the subject line. You are welcome at our FOB. You are welcome to go out and report and push this information out, because part of what is happening is an information blackout on this entire situation, probably for one or more reasons. One is the federal government is not doing anything about this. They don't have the money. They've blown their budget for disaster on bringing militant illegal criminals across our southern border. And that's blowing up in Kamala's face. And so they're not talking about it. The other is, it very really looks like, I cannot confirm, but it very really looks like there is an attempt at a federal land grab in Western North Carolina going on right now, due to the criticality of the infrastructure that's located there, specifically certain types of mines that produce certain types of product, which rumor, maybe not, mining permits on September 24, 2004 were submitted by BlackRock for these areas that were then hit by a storm. I can't confirm that, and it doesn't change the situation on the ground. But there's a media blackout on this intentionally. That's why they don't want Starlinks in the North Carolina. But as a result of no Starlinks in the North Carolina, people are dying, because without commo, there's no logistics. Without logistics, you can't win the war. So that's a little bit of an update from the field. Please visit grindstoneministries.com. Please do not contact me on social media. I already have extremely limited bandwidth, literal and figurative. Reach out to serve@grindstoneministries.com. Expect from this channel maybe some disruption as far as the frequency of posting is concerned, because I literally don't have the bandwidth. It is not possible for me to upload videos, to go live. Lastly, we've had some people from certain assemblies in certain parts of the world reach out to us wanting to come and donate their time. And these assemblies know who they are. I'll just say this. I am in no way friends with anybody that harbors pedophiles or tolerates the presence of pedophiles in their congregations. And you know exactly who you are. And we know exactly who you are. And so I would appreciate it if you just stay your happy ass home. Fuck around and find out. That being said, I love every one of y'all, and I'll see you when I see you. Shalom.
All right. So as you can see, live from the field there. So I'm really contemplating whether I can actually get out there and help with these guys. And I have so many responsibilities here that I would really be, I don't know. I don't know. So there was one comment in the chat. Who was that? Somebody, how do we enter? Killer Smurf, how do you enter? You go to that video that I put in the chat and you type the word mystery, but you also have to be a member. So yeah, you got to be a member of the YouTube family. Let's see here. Can you post this Amazon link in the Discord? Yes, I will do that. I will do that right now. Amazon wish list. And let's see here. Like I said, I will see you when I see you. That sounds familiar. I know, right? It's amazing how I start saying things and all of a sudden people start regurgitating them, but I don't mind. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to post. This is the Amazon link right there. YouTube will definitely not like that, but oh well. It's for a good cause, and I also put it in the Rumble. So, I will also, for the replay crew, I will also be putting the links to Grindstone Ministry inside the description or post it as like a pinned chat or something like that so that you guys can get to it very quickly. However you want to help them out, it'd be greatly appreciated. I still have not decided whether I'm going yet because I have other commitments in this area as well as on the other side of Tennessee for the end of the month. So I don't know. I've got to really figure some stuff out. So let's go ahead and let's go. I heard yesterday that there was a need for warm clothes. The temperature is changing, guys. The temperature is changing. You know, we actually picked this time of year. Like, so this weekend, everybody give me a quick boo-hoo. You know, because I'm still a little depressed about it, but this weekend was supposed to be the weekend of prep stock. And we picked it because it was going to be cooler, you know, and it's just great camping weather and things like that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, Helena destroyed the campground. Jester was, he was trying to he could not get in there yesterday. Saturday, I think. Saturday morning, he was trying to get in there and he just couldn't even get through the gates. The whole place is wiped out. I think it's ironic too. You know, and honestly, I'll tell you what, before I get too deep into this, the thing that set me off, the thing that inspired this video happened to me on Saturday morning Friday night. I was in a hotel, was in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and we're watching the local news, and they said that there was the first reported death in McDowell County, North Carolina. And I thought to myself, whoa, isn't that smart? Isn't that special? Because that's the county that Prep Stock is in. And that's the county that Jester works in as an emergency guy. There's bodies everywhere. So I got a little perturbed. I got a little upset, and I started doing a little digging and talking to a few people and came up with, you know, the idea for this video. And, you know, as the title says, let me see. What does the title say on the YouTubes? Because it says something different on the Rumble. Don't trust FEMA blindly, and here's why. Everybody thinks, I guess, for lack of better words, the normies. They all think that the government's going to come in. It's going to save their lives. They've got a plan for us. We're going to be okay, guys. We just have to sit tight long enough. And they just don't. You know, Light Raider was talking, I think it was Light Raider was talking about how the, you know, did I send myself a picture of that? Let me look for something. Give me 1 second, guys. Because there was damn it, where's it at? October 6th. There it is right there. So I'm going to read something to you. And that was the defining moment that I knew that I had to make a video about FEMA and how they actually operate and what we were what we were up against. And, we all know that millions of dollars, possibly billions, I don't remember the exact dollar amount, went to the transportation, housing, and healthcare of illegal aliens, not immigrants. They didn't migrate anywhere just because a group of people moved someplace. They were aliens to our country. Yes, I know they have feelings. Yes, I know they want to live in land of big PX. I know they want to be happier than that where they live, where they do live. But it cannot and must not be at the to the detriment of the citizenry. Now, a U.S. representative obtained data from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, regarding illegal immigrants with criminal charges or convictions who have entered the U.S. and were either released or detained. The data as of July 2024 is summarized by those in detention and those who are not in detention, also known as non-detained docket. Approximately 7 million non-citizens are on the non-detained docket, the release monitoring within the U.S. kind of thing. It's the catch and release that they don't want to say it's catch and release. Among the non-detained are 425,431 convicted criminals and 222,141 with pending criminal charges. This includes 62,231 convicted of assault, 14,301 convicted of burglary, 56,533 with drug convictions, 13,099 convicted of homicide, 2,521 convicted of kidnapping, and 15,811 convicted of sexual assault. But wait, it gets better. There is an additional 1,845 with pending homicide charges, 42,915 with assault charges, 3,266 with burglary. It just keeps getting more real and more real. I mean, it's literally like it's like that thing, that line I walk every day about to start open carrying, because they've slowly turned this into the wild, wild west. And believe it or not, FEMA has been a huge part of it because they stole all the money, Homeland Security, the homeland. We didn't know we had a homeland until 9/11. It's freaking amazing, right? Homeland Security. Yeah. Well, there's a reason all this crap is happening, guys, and I'm here to tell you why. I'm here to tell you that FEMA is the problem. FEMA is the problem. I'm going to go to the chat real quick here. I've got too many tabs open, guys, and currently we have 17 votes. I'm not telling you to vote. I'm telling you we have 7. Now we have 18 votes. The question is, what was FEMA's biggest failure in response to a crisis? I wrote that a little bit benign because I wanted to keep it very generic so we can learn from this. And 39% say overstretched and unprepared. I like that word unprepared because that's going to be a big highlight of this entire live stream. 28% say poor coordination with locals. And I think I may surprise you. 17% say delayed aid in remote areas as well as mismanagement of supply chains. Well, let's just see. Let's see where this rodeo takes us. First things first. Delayed response in isolated areas. Difficult terrain access. FEMA struggled to deploy resources effectively to remote mountainous regions where infrastructure damaged limited access. The lack of pre-positioned supplies. FEMA failed to have adequate supplies pre-positioned during near high-risk areas, delaying the response time. Inadequate transportation plan. The response relied heavily on damaged road works, which slowed the movement of aid and personnel. Insufficient coordination with local agencies. FEMA's failure to work closely with state and local partners beforehand continued to delay delays in research in isolated communities. Gee, that all sounds so much fun. So much fun. Number 2, coordination issues with local authorities. Conflicting instructions. Oh no, we're so confused. It's an emergency. Emergencies in our frickin' title. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management, whatever, provided inconsistent directives to local authorities, leading to confusion in executing emergency plans. Delayed information sharing. FEMA was slow in sharing critical updates with local officials, hindering real-time decision-making. Unclear role distribution. There was ambiguity in responsibilities between FEMA and local agencies, resulting in duplicated efforts or missed areas. Training gaps. Oh, training. Are we going to talk about a little bit about training? I love training. A lack of joint emergency simulations between FEMA and local responders revealed deficiencies in handling real-world disasters together. Go into the chat. I see you guys are typing some stuff there. Let's see here. I got to scroll back up. Let's see. Where are we at? I think I'm gone far. What's that? Can you post Amazon link? I did that. All right. So I think we're there. Okay. I sent something, but it's not all, but it's all I can do to dog and ball. Anything people can do is more than enough. One extension cord, a light bulb. It all adds up. They had a plan and just, sit tight long enough. The only true. They have a plan and just sit tight long enough is only true in the movies. Gotcha, Bradley. Miss Melody says, I have firsthand experience with FEMA. They are a joke, in my opinion. It took days for them to show up after a devastating tornado in my town. When they got here, they tried to shut down everything we had done. Miss Melody, you are 100% spot on, over the target, dropping bombs, just laying waste to the joke that is FEMA. And it's gonna be. I'm building to the rant, young lady, and thank you for that comment. It is totally true. They seriously did nothing but cause problems here. Exactly. Okay. Kind of feels like good guys finished last. The people that paid the thousands to get in the country get nothing. Yeah. On a good note, the strike has been solved until January 15th. Yay! Bradley, glass half full, my friend. I know you're having fun with it. So, we're way ahead. A Little Dry Creek Ranch. Something I got to deal with was a GPS watch placed on some individuals here in Arizona. They're able to take a selfie every morning and are told to keep the watch on until their court date, which is 2 years. I mean, that's something. And until they say the watch died or, they come up with some excuse. But it is what it is. And thank you for the comment, Dry Creek. Jordan says, FEMA should take their orders from the local guys, not the other way around. No one knows the area or the roads. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And that's one of the problems that we're having. That's one of the serious problems that we're having because, we're from the government and we're here to help. This is why it makes government agencies laughable every single time, Where's Andy Pearson says, where's all the videos of the government rescues? That's a great question, Andy. That's an absolutely great question, but to flip that coin, the government will say, we're not in the business of doing that. We're not looking to advertise. We don't need clicks, guys. We just need to rescue people. I've got another video, but it's almost 15 minutes long, so I'm not going to show it to you. It was about that man and his son who flew from South Carolina into North Carolina in their helicopter and dropped off some supplies. and he had to leave his son on top of a mountain to take a lady, and then he was going to come back to get the man and the son. And they're just a little bit of helicopters. It's a 4-person helicopter, but he had supplies inside of it. And so he drops off the wife, and the deputy fire chief tells him, if you go back, we're going to arrest you. So he's like, well, I'm going to go get my son. And I guess that was okay. So he went and got his son, and he went home. And then 2 hours later, they called him and said, come on back. It's okay. Some freaking deputy fire chief was he was having a little bit of a little bit of a power trip, telling people this is our airspace, and I really don't want to go into the rant just yet, because I'm extremely pissed off at how these people are acting in North Carolina. And I hate to say it, but it has a lot to do with emergency management training, emergency management policies that are set down by the federal government that are supposed to give authority to people when they already had the authority to do what they needed to do. If you know anything about aviation, there's no TRFs for that area. And all the guy had to do, and any one of these emergency managers could literally just file a TRF. It's not a big deal. You can see it on SkyVector for free. Any pilot knows in his flight planning to plan to fly around TRFs, or just don't go. Anywho, I'm not going to get too deep into that, because you guys know it's coming. You know it's building. I'm going to check the chat. We have 19 votes, and I'm not going to play that video. I'm not going to do that. Where's it at? Random Helen update mystery box. Don't trust FEMA. There it is. We're currently sitting at, the question is, what was FEMA's biggest failure in responding to a crisis? 37% overstretched and unprepared is in the lead, followed by poor coordination with locals at 32%. And looks like the numbers changed a little bit. It's still 16. Let's see here. Does anybody know about those 60 Walmart trucks that went down that way to help the people? Defiance Society. I personally do not, but 54 trucks left the Eastern Shore Saturday. 54 left the Eastern Shore of Virginia, headed down that way. And I don't know what was happening. And I got to save this. I got to save this for the rant, because I'm just getting too angry. I got to stay positive. We got 43 people in the chat. People are paying attention. All right, guys. So last chance. I'm going to give you about one more minute. I'm going to put this in all the chats. And if you have not typed the word in the comments of that video, and you are not a YouTube member, you cannot win. What are you going to win? You're going to win this magical bag. This is probably about 40 or 50 bucks worth of survival gear inside this little packet right here. That is LP's mystery box of tactical and non-tactical stuff. I love saying it. It's kind of funny the way I say it like that. I giggle. And if you don't do that, then you can't win. And I'm going to be doing that here shortly. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how I do it. Let me show you how I do it. First, we're going to go to the video. Okay. And so this is the video mystery box giveaway. All right. And we're going to go copy. And then we're going to go over to here. Nope, that's not it. We need to go to YouTube random, and we're going to share that one now. Okay. And then we're going to paste that inside of there. And we're going to give you about another minute. The real JB. JB's got him. Oh, JB's watching us on X. Nice, bro. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's probably the one reason I still am on X, is because of JB. All right, let's see here. A lot of our Hicktown Honey, I'm waiting for giving you guys that minute or so. Hicktown Honey says a lot of our big truck companies and volunteering trucks and drivers, the community is filling said trucks with donations. Well, so there's something else that's going on too, guys, and hopefully I can do this without breaking into a rant. Generally, truckers can make a lot of money during these events. Now, I'm not saying they're scabs. I'm just saying they can make a lot of money. Independent truckers can make a lot of money during these things. So when they happen, they're like, "Hey, man, it's a good chance to make some money. I can pay off my truck. I can do some good things from some good people and make some good money at the same time." And on the board, their boards, they call them boards. That's where all the jobs come down, or load boards. And it'll basically tell them like, "Hey, we need to get this stuff moved immediately," and we're talking $2-3, what they call them dollar loads. Okay. And that basically means the higher the dollar value, the more money they'll make. It's like, I think it's per pound or per mile. I think it's mile on that load board. Anyway, so all of the loads going into North Carolina are like $1.23. And it's like there's no emphasis, there's no plan, there's no supplies from the government moving. And it's very obvious. Everybody is so connected these days, they can't hide this stuff. All they can do is hope the media blackout works, hope that something distracts you. Oh, what was that? Squirrel! That's what they're hoping for. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy. And yeah, I was looking at that new hurricane this morning. I tell you what, guys, Tampa is going to get schwacked. That whole state is going to get schwacked so hard. And we're going to see, and FEMA's going to be like, "There's no way we can handle all of this." Well, you couldn't handle it all anyway, because you didn't have a freaking real plan. You had no ass, okay, so we got to stay positive. All right, guys, so that's it. We're no more takers. We're going to hit fetch, and we're going to get the data that we need. No, anything does not go. We're going to do the keyword filter, and we're going to type in the word mystery, and we're going to go continue, and we're going to have ourselves, it's going to load it up. All right, so we got 16 people that tried to win. We're going to pick a winner, and that winner is going to be Light Raider. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like Light Raider won the LP's box of tactical and mystery box of tactical and non-tactical stuff. LP, contact me in the Discord messaging system and with your name and address, and I will get it into the mail today. All right, so now that we've done that, now that we're actually giving this stuff away for free. That's right. I absorb all of this, all of my stuff, and the U.S. Postal System. So everybody congratulate Light Raider by typing #1 in the chat. Also, if you love your country, even though we have the worst government on the planet right now, type 1 in the chat. Let's wake up the algorithms. Let's do some good for the channel that costs absolutely nothing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. And let's see here. DeSantis is on top of it. Here's the thing, guys. The Category 5 goes across Florida. Florida is flat. Okay? It's flat. That hurricane is going to hit it at probably a 5. We'll say a high 4, low 5 on the West Coast. And when it comes off, the energy that dissipates from it, from hitting land, it ain't going to be. It's only 90 miles wide, guys. The eye of the storm is probably bigger than that. And so it's going to come across. When it gets to the other side, it could be a 3. Now, where does it go? Does it just creep right up? Does it creep right up the coastline? Who knows? Maybe it goes back out and strengthens back to a 5 and comes right back to North Carolina and hits the East Coast. We don't know. And has anybody noticed this is a weird ass hurricane? I'll tell you what, some tinfoil hat stuff's going on. This is a weird ass hurricane. Let's just make a hurricane down in the bottom west corner of right next to land, a hurricane. Let's go ahead and make a hurricane out there, and let's just make it go the exact opposite direction it would normally go, we'll just say it's following the jet stream that is 700 miles to the north. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy wordplay going on up there, but it is what it is. Let's see here. The way you donate prizes, you should file one for a 501c. Jordan, I have thought about it. I have thought about turning this into either a nonprofit or a business. But the truth is, I've got to. It's difficult to do that if I need to create some kind of residual income, some kind of what do they call it, passive income. That's really what I'm doing right now. So it's difficult to do that, but I can write it off at the end of the year on my taxes, so it's not a big deal. All right, let's see here, because I already bought the stuff, right? Or the stuff, I can write off postal stuff. It all comes out in the wash. Tirza, I don't recognize you. What do we got here? Tirza 4. And that doesn't just go for FEMA, but for all governance today. It's all too stretched. Smaller machines are easy to manage and easier to stop when it's needed. Absolutely. Pay yourself as a board member. That's interesting. But now then I need a board, and I don't like that. I need to be in complete control. But it's an idea. It's a thought. Maybe I need to go talk to a lawyer. Hey, Bob, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. We still have a few more points to talk about. How badly FEMA is mismanaging everything, because FEMA is going to be our beating post for a while with the hurricanes that are mysteriously appearing in places they don't normally appear and going in directions that they don't normally go, and schwacking places that aren't good to schwack. So insufficient supply chain management. This is actually one of my biggest pet peeves. Bottlenecks at distribution centers. FEMA's distribution centers faced delays due to poor planning and understaffing, causing critical shortage in affected areas. Limited inventory tracking. Inadequate tracking system led to misallocation of resources, with some areas receiving excess supplies while others were left short. Vendor reliance. Over-reliance on third-party vendors caused further delays when they failed to deliver essential goods within the needed time frames. Failure to prioritize needs. FEMA did not sufficiently prioritize which areas were most in need, leading to insufficient distribution of resources. Yeah. All those fancy words basically means that they don't have a logistics system in place to support these emergencies. They just don't have it. They don't have it. They're it's the crazy lefty. I'll throw money at it and it'll go away long enough to do an election. That's what it comes out. Let's see here. Understaffing. Who would want to be associated with them? Well, believe it or not, people do work for FEMA. People they have government jobs through contracts, and they do work for FEMA. And they all believe they're doing a good thing too. There's a few of them out there that are stupid, but it's that 10-80-10 theory. So, okay, so let's talk about overstretched resources. You know what? My nose is a little bit runny here. There we go. Overstretched resources, resource allocation strain. The broad geographic area impacted by the hurricane stretched FEMA's resources thin, leaving certain regions underserved or not served at all. Limited staffing. FEMA did not have enough trained personnel in the field, leading to slow response times and overwhelmed local relief teams if they can get in. Insufficient backup plans. Once the initial response was delayed, that's right. I see the chat moving, guys. Put some stuff in the chat, please. Once the initial response was delayed, there were no alternate plans to quickly mobilize additional resources to compensate. Equipment storages. Key recovery equipment like mobile generators, water pumps, and shelters were not available in sufficient numbers to meet widespread needs. Isn't that special? That sounds like that's the best, guys. Let's go check. Let's go check the poll. We're up to 20 votes. I know you guys are holding off, and good. Hold off, because I got one more paragraph to talk about before I break into my crazy ass rant. What was FEMA's biggest failure in responding to this crisis? 40% say overstretched and unprepared. 30% say poor coordination with locals. 15% say delayed aid in remote areas. And 15% say mismanagement of supply chains. Okie dokie. All right. Now for this one. And this is the last one, and then I just may start throwing things around this room. Unclear disaster response strategy. Unprepared for multi-state coordination. FEMA did not have an effective plan for managing a disaster that spanned multiple states, leading to disjointed responses. Failure to mobilize quickly. FEMA's slow mobilization of personnel and equipment highlighted gaps in their ability to scale up efforts rapidly. What was that? What something just happened. Having trouble streaming your destination as possible. Stream was ended or deleted on the destination. This can also occur if the RNTP server was incorrect. No, that's not. I know that it's working. So it looks like my Rumble feed just went down for some reason. I don't know why that would happen. Okay. So yeah, my Rumble feed. Oh no, wait, is it back? Nope. Okay, you were live. Oh, okay. So it was Rumble. It wasn't the Tinfoil Hat Brigade. All right. So failure to mobilize quickly. FEMA's slow mobilization of personnel and equipment highlighted gaps in their ability to scale up efforts rapidly. Outdated response protocols. FEMA's protocols for disaster response were outdated and failed to account for the severity and complexity of the crisis. Poor use of technology. Inefficient use of modern technology, such as real-time data and mapping, prevented FEMA from responding effectively and adjusting their strategy. Oh my God, so many big words that basically say FEMA was not prepared. FEMA, oh, it's so painful. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Guys, now is the time to close up, or not to close up, but to put your votes in. If you haven't voted yet, there's 43 people on the YouTubes and 20 votes. So please go ahead and take a second to put your vote in now. I will not be adding to any of this information. I will simply be talking about what I am observing and some realities, guys. Let me go to the chat real quick here. Let's see here. Understaff, who would want to associate with them? Jordan says, hope the insurance companies don't drop Tennessee like they did Florida just because of this. Well, this was basically like a 100-year event, guys. Listen, you guys have heard me talk about this. I'm not going to go crazy over this one particular fact. 5 days before the hurricane hit Tennessee and North Carolina, they said there was going to be a record rainfall of 26 inches. That equals flooding. If you live in the mountains, you know what torrential rain can do. You know this. Could they foresee this type of damage? No, nobody could. It's an act of God. Okay. And fortunately, acts of God are normally covered by all insurance policies, regardless of if they had flood insurance or not. But they knew something was going to happen. They watched it. They watched the storm go up through Florida and then Georgia and South Carolina. They saw what was happening. And I think we probably ought to leave it at that, because people make stupid decisions. They do it all the time. Let's see here. Why was there no emergency alert from the government assistant? They love that system. Can you break down how FEMA gets funded? Is it voted or allocated? FEMA is funded by Homeland Security's budget, and it is partitioned off. But that money it's controlled by Homeland Security, so they can pretty much do whatever they want to do with it. Let's see here. Exactly. You talked about 26 inches a lot before it hit. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking for a you're right moment. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, we talk about trigger points all the time. It's like so if I live in the mountains and there's a burbling stream right next to me, and I know that stream has flooded before, and it's caused problems, but hey, man, that was 100 years ago. I'm going to be weary. I'm going to be thinking about whether it's time for me to go. I'm going to be thinking about that. And a lot of these people didn't. A lot of these people didn't. And, you know, it's like, well, where would I go? You know, someplace else. You know, my house in North Carolina, I know that can withstand a Category 3 because I've checked out all the hurricane tracking data that shows that hurricane Category 3s have gone over the top of it, and it's still there. So if anything that is 3 or 4, we get in our car and we head inland, probably about 60, 70 miles, maybe 100 miles. And we've got a spot that we pick out. We call ahead because they take animals. We know they're not the best, but the satellite, they have satellite TV and the air conditioning works, and they've got a little kitchenette inside of it. And then we sit there and we watch the news for 2 days and try to figure out if we can get back to our house. That's what we do. We have a plan. We have a trigger. That's our trigger. I don't understand why this is so hard for some people. Let's see. Thank you, JB. I appreciate it. So here's the thing, guys. I have friends that work in a county, and I've talked to them over the weekend. They are not in this area. They're someplace else. And basically, a lot of people don't know this, but every county has their emergency manager. And he is trained by FEMA. And so he gets the title. And then this title is like, this job that he does is like 1%. It's like just another hat that he puts on. He doesn't make any extra money from it. It's just something that goes with his other major job title. So he's not dedicated to doing these things. And this is the way it works in most counties in America. And all the county employees are expected to work in areas under this person during an emergency, during the activation of the emergency management cell. Okay. And so there are, believe it or not, like buildings that are like set up to turn the phones on, and the IT guys come in and flip all sorts of switches, and the lights come on, you know, and we've got a plan, and everybody shows up, and they man the command center so that they can talk to FEMA. And they can relay information up to FEMA. There is absolutely no preparation on the county level for water, food, or security. None whatsoever. It doesn't exist. There is no stockpile. There's no nothing. It's a command center, so they can relay to FEMA, so they can say, hey, we got an official name. Here's the name. Here's the information. Here's their bank. They've enrolled on the website. It's our guy. Yeah, it's them. Do it. Yeah. Give them $750. That's what FEMA does. FEMA is just FEMA is a broker. FEMA is a broker. No, the county is a broker for FEMA. That's all it is. You know, we saw during Katrina, the trailers and people displaced citizens, they tried to do something with the trailers and that completely failed, and I'm not saying we should have like an entire city of trailers set up anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the people who know their county are the people that should be responsible for their county. FEMA should be nothing more than this brokerage to get money to the individuals, but they should have assets available to the county. They should have stockpiles to send to the counties. They should have a robust logistical system that is actually ran by professional logisticians. FEMA is full of a bunch of bloated, ridiculous people who do almost nothing. And I think that unfortunately they're very much like the FBI is now, where it's at the bottom. You got a bunch of people that want to try and do stuff, and they're doing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? If you get the opportunity, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Hold on a second here. Let me go here to. If you hear a noise, it's not my fault. I'm going to try and mute it. Right now, Governor DeSantis is live talking about Hurricane Milton. But let's see here. History. Where's my history? I'm going to show. I'm going to give you guys a link. Let's see if FEMA is running out of money. Right there. We're going to get that link right there. Share that link. When you guys get a chance, go ahead and watch this video. Okay. This was, believe it or not, off of Glenn Beck. And he was actually out there with, I think it's Mercury One is his I'm looking. I don't have the words for it. Is his like how he gives back charity. It's his charity, and it was actually mind blown. He got stuck in that you can't land here. There was actually there was a guy who owns property in the area, and he's actually Army special former Army Special Forces. He had set up a landing zone on his property, and he was letting any helicopter that wanted to land there to move things around or move people or whatever to land there. And the local agency, FEMA came in and told him he can't do that. They've secured the airspace. And all the pilots are like, no, there's no TRF up. We don't know what are you talking? Well, this is we are in command. And the guy basically said, this is private property. Go away. He said it in different words than that, but he said, go away. And they understood that he meant business, and they went away. Unfortunately, believe it or not, FEMA's major job is not to give people $750. FEMA's major job, their primary job, is to stop everything from happening after an event like this. They want you to not try and recover anything from your house. Because they want to be able to control the scenario so that the insurance companies, can't come in and say this has been changed or this has been moved or whatever. They believe that they're protecting you. It's hard to tell who's right, but I tell you what, if I returned to my property and everything was fine and I was moving things around and somebody told me to stop, I would probably be telling you, this is private property, go away. And I think that we need more of that. I think that FEMA needs to be just this broker that gives money out. And I think that $750 is a freaking joke. People that have lost everything and they're going to give them $750. I'm sure they're going to put a claim in. They're going to have an insurance claim if they were smart enough to have a go box like they're supposed to with all their insurance information in it. It's just crazy. Basically, Tirza says, basically they crowd control an emergency situation, not protect the people. Crowd control. Absolutely. 100% true. Okay, so last chance to get in the poll, guys. I'm only seeing there's 44 people and only 23 votes. If you guys could close that up for me now, that would be greatly appreciated. Get your answer in the chat. If you guys didn't know this, I actually copy and paste this into the YouTube comments and push people back to the video that way so they can see what people were thinking. So your opinion does matter. Waking the chat up one more time before we leave. If you love your country and hate FEMA, put a 1 in the chat. I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna read Hicktown Honey, who posted something that looks interesting, because we are edging up on that 1 hour mark. So Hicktown Honey says, I volunteered with the Red Cross for a short period, couple of months. When I found out all the red tape and BS, I was out. I just wanted to help others, not now I just help by doing what my heart tells me. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. We need to make these government organizations go away. This is why we need limited government. This is not more government has never, ever, ever made anything better. It's never made anything better. How is it that people aren't like, how isn't that this isn't like, why isn't there a placemat in front of every child that says government doesn't make things better? It's so mind-blowing. It's so absolutely mind-blowing that people are just, there are a class of people out there that are like, well, we'll just let government deal with it. Ha ha ha, it'll be better. And it won't be. It never is. In the history of government has never made anything better ever. That's where our founding fathers said, minimal, keep it small. Keep it small, guys. We don't need a big government. We never have, we never will. Oh, let's see here. Hickdown, he says they have never been affected at anything. Name one thing. Nothing. They've never been effective at anything. Oh, they're effective at having the largest collections age and most powerful collection agency on the planet. They're good at that. Tira, you're very welcome. Watching from the Netherlands, it's interesting. Yeah, scared to see you guys have this some governance problems. I know. We're supposed to be the beacon. We're supposed to be the beacon of freedom in the world and the entire planet on this big blue marble globe thing we live on. The United States is supposed to be the beacon of freedom and sound government. And we're not. It's very sad. It's very sad. Bring back civil defense. That's a thought. But what would they name it? You know what I'm saying? Homeland defense. Okay, guys. We've just hit the 1 mark. Looks like I've got 25 votes. That's probably going to be the only thing I'm going to get out of you today. FEMA has no authority to close airspaces or anything else. They coordinate the Fed response to disaster. Exactly, Andy. Exactly. I'm going to share another video. I'm going to share another link with you guys. So if you hadn't heard about where are we at here? So the story I was telling you about the pilot and his son in the mountain and the police, or I'm sorry, the deputy fire captain, whatever. Hit that link when I'm gone, guys. Hit when that. Matter of fact, get out of here. Watch that link and watch for that little turd and his little fake fireman giant mustache, okay, to pop out while his city administrator is because he wouldn't talk to him. So his city administrator had to speak for him, okay? Watch what happens. Watch what happens. All right, guys. If you are not a member, please consider doing so. It's either a join button that's on PC or it's the blue more button on your phone. Scroll down, find join, and then I recommend that you pick the middle one. Also, Light Raider, congratulations. I will be getting that out to you in the mail today. I got to find a box for the damn thing. That's the only thing that's going to slow me down today. I think that's going to be about it, guys. As usual, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Stay safe, and I have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. That's right, TM, mother. You know it. You know it started here. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.